I'm gonna make a U shape, or I'll start with an L shape. I'm not gonna use units yet. I'm gonna start with just a flat wall. So when I start with a flat wall, I will start with a flat polygon plane. I'm not gonna start with a cube. It makes it much more complicated to open doors and open holes on a cube because you have to open two holes. Whereas if you have only one flat plane, you can open one hole and you're done. You can actually that's the kind of a nice fast workflow. So I'm going to tap on the spacebar, go on the side view, click on the side view, tap on the spacebar so I can maximize the side view and work on an orthographic view, which is easier. Like a lot of times when we really want to work on shapes, curves, we want to edit a curve, we want to work on a design that is really flat like an Illustrator, go on the side view, and go later on, go to the perspective to fix things. The side view, I can click on this polygon plane. You can find it under the shelves, or you can go create polygon primitives plane. I'm going to create a plane. I don't really care much about the dimensions right now. I'm just going to make it, I'm going to like eyeball everything right now, and then we'll see how we can use units. So I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to go ahead and create some windows. I'm not going to depend on the grid. That's something that I'm going to do later. So I'm going to hide the grid by clicking here on the viewport. There's this grid icon. Click it and I can hide it. And I'm going to create a cube. So I'm going to select, go to the perspective view, and so this is my my plane. So I want to have the perspective view open also as well here. And I'm going to select the polygon cube and start creating a cube. Let's say that's our window. And go to the perspective to pull out the height. You know, you need to do, that's how you kind of create the cube. You have to first make the shape and then the height. And I'm going to use that as a sort of a placeholder, a template, so I can make the windows. Now this, if you unclick, you see this, there's no contours. It's really hard to see. So that's why it's good, especially when we do architecture work or like any accurate decisions, when we try to snap things around. Turn the contours on and select this window and maybe sort of shape it. So I'm going to make a long, tall windows. So this is one. I'm going to duplicate that, move it. Let's say that's my other window here. And then that's Shift D to do the same. So I have 3 windows, and I'll make a door over here. Maybe I need this to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to select the vertices and make it a bit bigger. And then select that and duplicate that, Command D, bring it over here. I'm going to shape that to be my door. So very close to the ground here. So if I go to my perspective view, you can see that I have these, so I can start using them as placeholders. On the side view, I'm going to use my Edit Mesh Insert Edge Loop tool to start scoring these lines. So I'm going to start scoring these lines, these other edges that are going to determine where these windows are going to be placed. Now let's say I miss something and it's not that accurate. We'll see how we can fix it in a minute. So I'm going to make these really quickly and do the door. So these cubes that I created, I won't use them. I'm only gonna, they help me to visualize where things are going to be, like where I'm going to make the frames. So when I'm done scoring the new edges, this piece of cardboard, then I'm going to say object mode and go to the perspective and go to the channel box, create a new layer. So layer, create empty layer, double click on the layer. This is going to be my templates. So I'm going to hide stuff in there. Those are going to be, and I'm going to keep making these templates for other regions of the wall or the house or the skylight, anything. So save. I'm going to select the templates, right click on the layer and say add selected objects. Then I can click V here to turn off the layer. I'm going to go to the side view and look at this. Oh, and actually right now I remember that when I was actually working with that edge loop tool, I didn't get much accuracy. So let me turn this on again. And let me go to these vertices and select them and move them. So I can move them so that way I can place them exactly on these edges here, or of the determined templates that we have. So one way to snap is to activate axis position, position like axis. The axis of movement is going to be our Z in this case. So I'm moving on the Z. I can't move like further that point because it starts to like deform the geometry. So I just need to snap these vertices on that edge. So make sure you select all the vertices and you move them on the Z, and this is yellow, so the Z is activated. Now if you don't have to be like close, you just have to activate the Z and then turn on the snap to point, and now you only need to go to the destination area, which is this point here. Any of these points, either the point up here or the point or the vertex down there will do. So with the middle mouse button, if you hold down the middle mouse button and draw around this point, it will snap. The same like this edge, these, you need to get the whole edge, so all the vertices. Let me turn off the snap tool. So I'm going to activate this time the Y axis, so it's yellow. Turn on the snap to point, go to the point. I don't need to bring it like manually. I go to the point, since the axis Y is yellow, go to the point, middle mouse button, hold down and draw around the point, and it's gonna snap, everything is gonna snap to that exact edge. I'm gonna do everything. Turn off the snap tool. Some of them are very close, so it's really like already there. So select the points, make sure this is yellow, the axis that we need to move the vertices, and then go to the point that you want to snap them to and click there. Sometimes only clicking won't work. Holding down the mouse button, the middle mouse button, and drawing around it will work. It's a little bit of a weird operation. And for the door also, I will go, if you can't see, you can actually go and click on the X-ray, so you can. So basically I'm like pretty much everything is sort of aligned here. Let me select this edge. So now I'm like ready to I'm gonna go to the perspective view, hide this layer, and select the faces that I don't need. So all these faces, let's see, like the door is all the way up, so all these faces are going to be replaced, extracted and then replaced with actual doors and windows. So what I need to do now is select all these faces that I don't need, and we need to extract them. So I'm not going to delete them because I might need them later. So I'm going to say mesh extract. Now this is the extract operation, cuts a face that is selected from the polygon. So now instead of having one object, we have a bunch of objects. Let's see how many do we have. So we have one, then we have all these other pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is everything that is if the faces are attached, connected, like have a common edge, they're going to be attached. If not, they're going to be separated, like the windows here. So we have all these objects that now we don't want them around anymore, but we need to keep them. I consider those as templates as well, so I'm going to drop them in the template folder layer. But before I do that, let's look at what's going on in the outliner. Because we did an extraction, we have when something is being extracted, Maya creates a group and puts all the extracted elements inside the group. So this is the group that we have. The original plane that we made has all these other objects, and they're in this group node. I should, right now, before I continue, delete the history. That's always something you need to do when you extract. Delete the history and ungroup. Edit, ungroup. So everything is like now scattered and position in the outliner. So what do we need to do now? Now we just need to select the objects that are going to be our templates, and I always group them, so I organize them. I organize everything from the beginning before it gets too late, and then everything is really like a mess. So now I'm gonna click Command G. Now this is organized. This is a group of its own, and I'm gonna name that group. Double click on the outliner and name it templates number 1. I'm going to have more templates. Templates number 1, go to the layer. Since the group is all selected, go to the layer and add selected objects. So now I have this. This will save you a lot of time, and this is a good way to organize something and keep working on the wall spaces and keep adding. Let's say you want to add something. I forgot. I wanted to add a little window over here, or like next to the door. No problem. I'm going to go to my side view. And I don't need to bring any placeholder. I just have an idea. Actually, I want to increase the width of this wall. Notice that I have the snap on. Make sure you turn off the snap. How do you know that the snap is on? If you see the round, if this is round, the snap is on. Any snap. Snap to curve, snap to grid, snap to point, anything is going to be on. So turn it off, bring this over here, and then I'm going to go to object mode, select the object, go to the insert edge loop, and I'm going to make like this very narrow window next to the door, so it's like sort of a window. So go to the faces. I'm going to select all these faces. I'm going to extract this piece. Actually, I'm going to select only these faces, extract, and do the same. Look at the outliner, select everything, delete history, delete by type history, ungroup, and let's get this poly surface here. And how can we manually put it into the other group? That's a very good way to manually drop something into a group. You go to the outliner, and you want to put this guy into the templates group. Select this guy, which is the extracted little window, hold down